I love you. And love I am in two shoes, calling you it, if you will be it too, conceiving it, the Christ that's you the Christ. But it's not something you believe yourself into. It's not a transformation of the flesh powered by flesh. This is spirit, not, or is it transcendent of all that we have known and thought and taught to each other? Will you see a new Christ coming about now? That's you in your mirror. Not a Christian, not of Christianity, but a new Christ. One that did the things Jesus did, doing the things Jesus did, creating the miracles, creating promises not again, to come again. Or are you changing what you see coming in you? Changing, moving from the observer to the creator. Of Christ will you create now? Christ will you be the Christian no more? Of that formidability, the former things of, I am creating Christ in my shoes to be you, to be me, to be who will be it. You see, there's a course, and I'm teaching it. The conscious creator, the one that's you to create the creator, that's you moving on from observer status. So I'm coming as Christ, not I complete it, to create it, creating me it, you creating you it too, if you will be it in your shoes, the newborn of, the new birth of, changing what you see in flesh, no more limited to it, but the birth of the Spirit, the birth of the real me, the regal royal me, the me that's you, pregnant again. Men too, creating a new consciousness, no longer limited to these little pictures or limited to these gears? Or am I showing you something in first person? Me, the words of. You. Are you gathering something in your mind that lets you be you? A new language? A new thought life, not? Or will you be a new energy me? Not limited to protons by neurons, neurons, neutrons, neutrinos, quarks, organelles, atomic forces, weak force, strong force. We begin to see a different story than what we've been given by those who want to control it. You see, so many people want to control the story. Christ, Christians are the worst. I was one. I know. 50 years? I don't know. I'm 73 now. And I'm ancient not. I'm regaining the dew of my youth. to be not limited to the shell you're looking at. So I love you, not limited to the shell, this breath, this consciousness, which I've completed in me not, or am I creating a new me in the heavens? The heavens of my brain, the heavens of my consciousness, a regal, royal consciousness that extends up into the heavens, past the solar system, the Milky Way, into the universe, beyond that too. You see, travel delights me not, or will I? Travel at thought. Speed now no longer capped by your molecules, ambient air, thinking with energy that suppresses you, obsesses you. I'm no longer your objectification in flesh to be a man long ago. I am a consciousness of creation. And I create creators who will move from observer status now. Or am I channeling you or me? Or are you seeing a different picture of Christ than the Christian one? Will you no longer try to populate the earth in its mental explosion? Or are mental deities crumbling now? The mental image of God, the mental image you had of God, mental deities going bye-bye. By the mentalists not, or are you changing your pictures? Are you changing how you do what, when, where, why, what, as? A new you are you creating in your words now? Will you create the Christ of suffering no more? Being Christian, not again the containment series of I divorce Christ from Christianity. So that Christianity will be filled with horror no more? Or is it just a horror-filled system of creating its own continuance of what you think, what it thinks you should think of, and how to be you? It wants to control you a breath with. Not many people like me, not, but many shall love the things that I do. To them not, or am I emptying hospitals now? Courts, jails, prison of the mind? Will you no longer be? In the prison of your mind? No more limited to your molecules, your neurons, your electrons? I am creating Christ, and this is my comfort zone, not. This is my creature privilege, not. This is the preacher speaking, not. This is the teacher of me. In me, to me I am. To listen to you, not again, who tell me I'm different. For I am one. Mind of one. Wombing it, you see. For I'm no longer limited to this. And all the algorithms of your words, preachers, saints, swinging lamps and incense, all of your Bibles, scrolls, words, tutelage, devotion to a way of thinking. I will abolish not. But you can die with yours while I have life, because I speak it into existence with love-based marriage, not to you, but in the skies of me, I shall be married to me. You see, not a creature seeking comfort. I am become, I am again. I know the observer. I have observed her. Me, a man. In comfort not, but horror, suffering, many times, much of its life. But now I am her. Not, or am I doing a new thing where I become the gender of the genderless me, who creates me, who, you see, who speaks through my mouth with my words, being on your face, one observer, not the creator of, not again, but moving from observer status now. We create the creators. The Christ or not, I choose Christ. Not to believe in suffering again, or a redeemer, nor a cross, nor a remediation training center of. For I have my boot camp now. Not but I shall no more be booted out. Of who I am. The Creator me will no more observe me, to be observed only. I cross the line not, I cross the chasm, the abyss. Or is there no veil that denotes death? Or will you change what you see being said about you to create the Christ too, through your lips, as you learn this way, channeling me to be me, the creator of the Christ, will you? Be Christ all, new birthing me, newborns, a new race, light people, forlorn no more, trying to make a living, filling out resumes, waiting in line for interviews, hoping to have favor, get a job, have enough money to pay the light bill. Whether you've been there or not, I have. And many people know the confinement of earth, not again to it. For I create the Christ in suffering not, in their shoes not. Your shoes, if you do, you create you. Because you go through what I went through not. You go through what you go through to choose you, to be you, the everlasting, eternal, immortal, famous, no longer seeking fame, application of, you're no longer ego-driven. You no longer have one. You've dismissed that from acting out your life, your power with. I love you, and I go now. This is a shorty. I'm short. So I was in the Air Force Reserve And for my active training, I did boot camp in San Antonio, Texas. And then one night, about midnight, they flew us on a chartered plane, a whole bunch of us, to Champaign, Illinois, where I did tech training. But I'm not going there. I'm not going down that line of thought. Well, I'll tell you briefly. So in tech school, we would march, we did classes, etc. But the common terminology of people there in tech school waiting to get out, the closer you got to the day that you left there and went back home, your time there would be shorter and shorter. And so people did all sorts of things to convey, comment, and laugh and joke about becoming shorter and shorter. And everybody wanted to be shorter and short, the shortest, until you were so short the next day you went home. And one day, I don't know if it was the next day, but it was close to it, outside of my door where I slept, I put my shoes, laid them like this, and I put my hat over my shoes to show how short I was. I was so short, my hat touched my shoes. We're going home. Not. We're creating a new one. Shortly. Time is short. Time is now. Christ is seen. Christ is upon the earth. Doing the things that you do, or do you want to do other things? Do you want to heal people? Do you want to empty hospitals? Need to turn this heater down. Will people love you when you heal everybody in the hospital and they all file out the doors and all the administration is yelling and screaming at you? What are you doing to our income? Will pastors and preachers do that too? When all the people in your pews realize they can be Christ, they can create the Christ, they're the creators. The observers no longer limited to the observer status. They begin creating creators too, beginning with them, the creation of. Creation central, creator central. To the theory, but the belonging not to other. No longer subjecting yourself to the subjectivity of other. No longer in submission, servitude, serving a God that wants to use you, keep you in a pew, keep you in control of a Christian marriage, a Christian faith, a Christian body, then invite you to death, put you in the casket where they can say a eulogy over you, charge you for marriage, charge you for death, charge you for your funeral, charge you to what? What are you thinking? Or are you becoming no longer led by thought? But your privilege understanding it now to create the Christ will come about as a continuum not of faith, but the face of God, or what we were before deity invented one. Divinity came about. A mental deity was constructed for you to control you. Oh, you better watch out. Beware of false teachers. There's a lion in the street. There's a heaven and a hell. Oh, but we have the answer, right? Do this, do that, do the other, and you'll be absolved. And they forgave sins. Remember that. The rabbis, the priests, the teachers, evangelicals, stand in their pulpits and forgive sin. What sin? There's no sin without the law, without the narrative of the story that sin is created, creating separation. Without all that nonsense, maybe you'll have a sense of the new beginning, a sense of the new you, that you create the new you, no longer in observation status, observing life as it seems to be happening to you. You're no longer subservient to what everybody else thinks of you. Are you willing to see a new you coming out, being born, birthing the new you? I create chariots of marriage not, but I change a lot of wheels turning in your brain, or do I change the molecules? I treat breath differently not, but I breathe into me, status now, the Christ, because I choose it, the values thereof, unconditional love, to create unconditional love, to see unconditional love in every person, tribe, and tongue who will be it. And I love you. My name is Theodore Cottingham, TheodoreCottingham.com. The common Christ, creating it. Not related to the Christian knot, but no longer confined by Christianity, its whims, portents, and what it poured all over me. I am no longer the words wearing its cloth. I'm creating a new race of people who, newborn, are the birth of the kings, the birth of the kings, the rebirth of the angels, the mind of one. Creation, creating itself again. Not to be creation separate from the Creator, but the mind of one. Creation and Creators equal. A different energy, a Christ energy. Not the Christian, but the Christ, the you, the common Christ, who will walk out of jails and prisons and wards of sorrow and be no longer confined to this molecular life. And yet be in it sometimes to do the things I do, that I did, that you do now, where we all become one. Doing Jesus the pattern, becoming the pattern of Christ, the common Christ. Common people do now, with no intermediaries over them again to tell them their worms or their righteousness is as filthy rags in the sight of some deity. I love you all, and I lift your skirt not, but I lift the veil from upon your eyes to see the eyes, so the curtain no more. The veil be removed, the scales from your eyes no longer glued there. No gluons needed. No glucose either. No sugar-coated facts to keep you in religion. No fear, no carrot and stick. No heaven and hell. Be the creation of the Almighty. You, the most humble you. The you who unite with you again. The two hemispheres of, no longer a consciousness competing with your consciousness, no longer a creation in competition with your creation? No longer screwed up, screwed to a wall, in a position of purpose for a driven church to succeed in proselyting, povertyizing each other with the eyes of Paul, or will you be Saul no more? Or will you change Nineveh? Or will you change all of your stories? Where are you going now? To a new place? Oh, you're following the white rabbit too? Ah, you heard Alice call you? Oh, not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Oh, my friends. Move from observer status, where you create your mind to be separate and observe you, your creation of, to becoming one. John 17. John 3:8, to do John 14:12. And I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm just an old guy in Eureka Springs telling you, Christ, create the living you to be Christ in your shoes, Christian not again. For I defeat death. Or do you? Or will you? Defeat you no longer the creator, just wanting to stay in observer status. I've asked you many things over these years. And I go and I promise not. I let you in. My path, my Meonic's path, I close the door on many things that I used to think was important. And I delete a lot of transitional ceremonies, not, but where what led me to this moment, I shall no more serve. But I lead me out of where I've been, ensconced in Meonic's not, but it was a part of my path, just like the Bible, just like Jesus the pattern. But don't get lost in it. Don't leave you hanging there. The next chapter of the story is yet to be written. Or are you writing a new Christian novel? Not, but I tell you this, the novelty of religion will no more hold me, nor hold you there. For I create me, women in purpose, who have the child, the newborn of me, the religious not, the lover of suffering not, but the lovers of light will destroy themselves no more, creating the consciousness of one to create the Christ, the values of love unconditional, loving each other equally, so that we need no clothes again. Or will we not be molecular again? Or will we have what we choose to wear when we need to wear some? A cloth, a fabric, of space not, or are you a new energy? The Christ energy of one, not the containment series of Christianity, nor the conformity of those arranging a hell to avoid or a heaven to gain. I'm no more trying to curry favor. I'm being me, letting you in on what I'm doing, where I'm going, how I'm being formed in the process of me. Form you properly, not according to the former things. Live love anew and be the newborn you, the most humble of all, who teach where creation lies. In your brain, in your mind, no more again the lies of. Be the original before God was ever born, a mental concept of. Be the original you. Christ in your shoes. The narrative of a man who did the works of love, raise the dead, heal the sick, feed the hungry. Change the world. Thank you. I love you and I go now. Theodore Cottingham. TheodoreCottingham.com with a new story, a new God, a new Christ, a new narrative. Whatever you want to call it, I'm changing. And I continue to change because I'm no longer on the path that takes me to death, to be subject to your severity, your critique, your condemnation. I'm no longer trying to appease your God or appear as serving one or cursing yours. I'm just saying, I love you enough to be me. Coming again? Coming to be me in the process of one. I've given you my recordings for years and years as I have documented my path. And the path of meonics goes bye-bye not, but I chart a new one in uncharted waters. Because I go there now into the clouds, the skies of me, the limitless infinite, to create a child of suffering no more. That's me. For I beget the begetter of me. I am the seed of my breath, the seed of this message. I have conceived me. I have conceived the Christ, and ask you to also be the believer not, but becomer, and realize the origination of the original source seed of sorrow no more conquers you. You choose what you power this day, what you believe, what you light, your neural pathways, your values, what you see as your possibility. Crown the light and wear no other's crown on you anymore again. I love you. Theodore Cottingham, the common Christ, raising it among the people, the women of every nation, tribe, and tongue. And the severity of you and your brutality will no more bruise my heel or my head, and no more put me on a cross or cross me out. I'm no more serving a God that you served or that I served in the past. I love love, and love has met me. Love has taught me. Love has given me new life, new hope, a new view, a new reality. I've moved from observer to creator to crown my life. For you to see yours, I've begun a course in many miracles that disdain me not again to be the regal royal you. Take your clothes off not for another. Be the regal who need none. And thought will no more produce our flesh, and we will no more be limited to begging God for a favor. My name is Theodore Cottingham, and I love you all. Be the real you, the royal you. Step up to the plate and eat the meals of sorrow no more in your pew. Be light, love, peace. Enjoying what you've never imagined before. Being fed to you, brought to you. This way, this day, I love you. Consider me and marry no other. Marry my breath. Be the breathless no more. Find your voice in the heavens too, the consciousness of one that needs no containment series to continue it. See what I have said. I love you all. You can write me. If you have. One such kind one surprised me. Almost every day I record. Walk down Mountain Street, go to the post office, check my little box 34. Something's in it, maybe once a month, I don't know, hardly. And then I go over and have coffee at a coffee shop. And then I go on my walkabout, sometimes going by the library, walk the trails, the streets of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So you can write me. One very kind one sent me a card and a gift. It's very nice, thank you. And even a monetary gift that shocked me. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness and your generosity. This has not been an easy path, but I go not, I'm here, serving you. I share my love this way. Not that you can pay me to do so. So I have a membership, but I don't require it. A membership in what? The Friend Circle on YouTube. I invite you to join. Membership. $25 a month. If you like, if you want to. And if you don't, I'll serve you anyway. And what will I serve you? Meals of paradise. Gentle love. A new view. A coming reality if you'll create it and wear your crown. I teach on Substack too. TheodoreCottingham.com. Theodore Cottingham, the commoner, the creator of the Christ. I'm asking you to create the Christ, the course of one consciousness. The mind of Satan no more exists. For you see it was all a sham, not, or are you no more in the illusion of you, two hemispheres with, changing your fortitude, your crown, tenacity. Joy-filled life will you wear now and become the one you, regal, really are. Marry no other. See what your breath creates now. If you will love me to be me, the Christ. Christ, Christing Christ again. Not the divinity of someone somewhere else, something else. The divinity of all mankind, not, but our original source coming back into the source of the source that needs no light, the photons of. I have a sensing device, not, but I sense love coming at me from all directions to be no longer the focal point of sorrow. Lift up your eyes and glorify God, not again, but be the simple, humble who recreate you. The new breath, the living love. God not needing a God. Source not needing a name. The unknowable in your shoes, being it again, whatever you called yourself. I love you. TheodoreCottingham.com. Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, for now, USA. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I love you. Let it flow, let it show, let it glow. See ya.